Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
The Cardiac Rays were at it again yesterday with Daniel Robertson blasting a pinch-hit walk-off grand slam, sending the Rays home happy with a 6-4 victory. Tonight, Tampa Bay faces a tough task as the Yankees arrive at the Trop with 14-game winner Luis Severino taking the hill. Tonight we welcome you to Tropicana Field. The Rays continuing their post-All-Star Game homestand. It's a 6-gamer, and tonight the New York Yankees come calling. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Michelle Margot throughout the evening as well. Well, that first series of this homestand turned out to be something. The Rays didn't do much scoring until late in the game, but boy, what a finish it was yesterday.
Yeah, it absolutely was, but it was all series long, and you'd like to see the Rays get it started offensively a little bit sooner instead of waiting until the 9th inning, but that's what they did against the Marlins, and 10 of the 13 runs were scored in the 9th inning. I will tell you this, it's one of the things that you really love about this team, this never say die attitude. They're going to fight you tooth and nail all the way till the end, and they certainly saved their best for last. The pinch hit walk-off grand slam by Daniel Robertson, 5 runs in that 9th inning in yesterday's ball game, and they walk off winners. The little bit of momentum coming into this game, because guess what? As much as you'd like to see them score early in ball games, especially tonight, going to be tough against Luis Severino. He has had their number. This goes back to April of a season ago, 2017, a 4-0 record, including 2 wins over them already here in 2018. A 162 ERA. Look at the average of 190. Gets it done with a fastball, slider, and changeup. Keeps it simple, but boy, is he good with those 3 pitches.
And the pitching matchup, Luis Severino leading the American League in victories with 14. 20 starts on the year for the Yankees, including his second All-Star appearance. And opening tonight for the Rays, the hard-throwing right-hander out of Arkansas, Hunter Wood on the mound. Rays continue not only to battle inside the American League East, but they are battling injuries, and some of them have been around for a while. Kevin Kiermaier has missed a couple of games lately. He's in the lineup tonight, but more on that injury situation when we come back with Michelle.
Yankees. Blake Snell, just one of the many guys all season long. This team has been plagued with injuries. It seems like once one player is healthy, another player gets hurt. And today, Kevin Kiermaier is back in the lineup. He is leading off and playing center field. And then Adeiny Echeverria is also available tonight off the bench. But then comes that bad news with Blake Snell. He is placed on the 10-day disabled list with left shoulder fatigue. Here is the manager and Blake Snell on the injury.
You go back to Blake throughout his career, this is his biggest workload of a first half, and we're doing the smart thing. He's doing the right thing by shutting himself down. There's some inflammation in there, but I mean, I think if you go ask any pitcher right now, there's probably some inflammation in their shoulder or elbow. But with Blake, we want to be smart with him and get him set up to where he can go off and have another strong half.
The MRI, everything was good, so happy about that. But yeah, just. It's been going on for a little bit. We felt like taking a start off and resting and having this long break would be the best thing for me moving forward.
Well, when we come back, it is the 21st time this season the Rays will use an opener. This time it's Hunter Wood in that role. Luis Severino and his sub-3 ERA are what Tampa Bay is going against tonight in Game 1 of the series against the New York Yankees. First pitch, right after this.
We welcome you back to Tropicana Field. It will be the right-hander Hunter Wood headed to the mound for the Rays in the opener role tonight. They open this 3-game series against the New York Yankees. And tonight's lineup for New York, presented by your Southern Ford dealer. Brett Gardner is going to be in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by Aaron Judge in right, hitting second. Then Didi Gregorius down the middle. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Hicks, and Gary Sanchez. Greg Bird hits seventh. Miguel Andujar hitting eighth. Neil Walker at second will be the number 9 hitter.
Well, a small sample size for Hunter Wood, but he has been impressive here with the Rays. Has opened up one previous game. You see the season numbers, 2.70 earned run average and 13 1/3 innings of work.
So Hunter all set to go to work. Gardner in the box. He starts tonight hitting .252. And the first pitch of this game is Fastball a little bit high right there. Starting tonight at 10 minutes past the hour, right on time. Yankees starting tonight in second place in the East, 63-34. Pop foul that carries back out of play. The Rays picking up their 50th win yesterday. They are 50-49, third in the East.
Got that done in dramatic fashion, and these are going to be some high-intensity games because you see the Yankees 5 games behind the Red Sox. You don't want to say must win in July, but they need to win these games, so you're going to get their best shot.
And the games between these two teams normally have some high tension in them. The Yankees won the first 5 games of the season series. The Rays have come back with 4 straight wins against New York.
They handed them their longest losing streak of the season with that 3-game sweep here not too long ago.
The pitch fouled away. Two balls, 2 strikes. A shot a moment ago of Aaron Boone, 33rd manager of the New York Yankees in their illustrious history. 2-2. Foul right back into the screen.
Well, that's the one thing that we've seen out of Hunter Wood, that fastball velocity start to tick up. He sits now about 94, 96. Complements that with a slider, curveball, and a changeup. That changeup primarily to left-handed hitters.
Yeah, we saw him briefly early in the year, and he sort of felt his way along, but not now. He airs it out. Chop right side. That'll be handled by Bowers, unassisted, for out number 1.
Well, let's take this opportunity to set the Rays defense for you. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Joey Wendell, Kevin Kiermaier, and Malik Smith. Across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Willie Adames, Daniel Robertson, and Jake Bowers with Jesus Sucre back behind the plate.
There's Kevin Kiermaier out there in center field. Ray's a little concerned about that bone bruise that has been lingering since April. Back in the lineup. Big cut right there and a miss.
Man, you thought when
sliding away from him.
When he pulled himself out of that game, or maybe not pulled himself out, but came out of that game because the foot was not feeling real well. That kind of set some shock waves around. Nice to see him back out here so quickly.
1-1. Yeah, that gets to be a frustrating situation for a player, not to mention a manager.
Oh, yeah.
2 balls and a strike. Judge third in the league in home runs with 26. 61 runs batted in. The top 10 in both on base percentage and slugging percentage. High popper right side toward the stands. Bowers over there, but no play. Take a look at that home run leaderboard, and how about Jose Ramirez of the Indians? He continues to be one of the really great stories in baseball. He has 30, then J.D. Martinez with 29. Next comes Judge.
Yeah, I mean, Jose Ramirez, that was a couple of years ago that he really burst on the scene, and he really didn't have a position. Where are we going to play this guy? He just he's not given it up, and he is one of the most productive players in the game of baseball right now.
And that is strike 3. Judge on the breaking ball, uncertain.
The first 2 outs here have been gotten by this pitch right here. That curveball, that 12-6 curveball that he'll get down low to mid-70s and just completely screwed up the timing of Aaron Judge. And you see how he's just kind of reaching out there and uncertain, tried to check.
Well, Wood's giving him a pretty good mix right now, 74 to 96. Gregorius, D.D. Gregorius, and he takes a strike at 95.
And that was one of those deliveries. Hunter Wood has 3 different deliveries. He'll have a leg kick where he just kind of double clutches. He's got a regular traditional leg kick, and then that was more of a slide step.
Chopper down to first, off the mitt, picked up by Robertson, and the throw to Wood over there. Well, that one off the mitt of Bowers, but Robertson right there for it, and Wood over to cover to take care of out number 3. Bottom of the first coming from the Trop. Rays coming in to hit. No score. Lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kiermaier, then Matt Duffy and Jake Bowers. G-Man Choi's the DH, followed by Joey Wendell and Daniel Robertson. Malik Smith, Willie Adames, and Jesus Sucre, 7, 8, and 9.
All right, let's look at a scouting report here on Yankees starter Luis Severino. Pound the zone. I'll tell you, that's what has led to a lot of his success, getting the jump in counts. First pitch fastballs, or first pitch strike percentage of 70.3, highest in the American League. But for him, Dwayne, it's been a little bit of a tough stretch going into the All-Star break. His last 2 starts, full disclosure here, the Yankees won both of them, but he went just 10 innings, gave up 7 earned runs, 4 home runs. That's 40% of his season total. So looking to right the ship here tonight.
A couple of quick strikes here, and that one up around 97, 98, 0-2. When the Rays have had a very difficult time against Luis Severino, but a lot of lineups have had that. A little bit wide there. Fastball at 98. 1-2.
Not much.
Good chopper foul. Severino in 20 starts has won as many games as he did last year in 31 starts.
About that.
He was 14-6 last year. He's 14-2 so far this year. Kiermaier battles him, fouls that fastball back. This guy comes right at you now.
Yep, he does not waste a whole lot of time. You know, we talked about the fact he's fastball, slider, changeup. He's always in attack mode, filling up that strike zone.
And a foul ball back. If you look at him over the last couple of years when things really turned around, it has been command and with that attack.
Yep. Well, and when you have his stuff and then you realize that you can command it, guess what? Your confidence is through the roof, and now you just dare guys to hit you.
Lifted toward left center. Aaron Hicks coming on out of left. Here comes Gardner, and he makes the catch. Brett Gardner on the run.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of the Yankee defense, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source in the outfield left to right. Of course, Brett Gardner. Then you've got Aaron Hicks and Aaron Judge. Across that infield, third to first, Miguel Andujar, Didi Gregorius, Neil Walker, and Greg Bird. Gary Sanchez back behind the plate.
You know, Kiermaier's retired, but that's a great at bat for Kiermaier, especially against this guy who averages fewer than 16 pitches per inning. That was a 7-pitch at bat for Kiermaier. And now the first pitch to Duffy is a ball.
You know what? And it allowed him to see a lot of pitches. It allowed the guys in the dugout to see a lot of pitches. So that is a very nice at bat to start this ball game off.
1-1 to count on Duffy. Duffy 1 of 5 in his career against Severino. 6th overall in the league, hitting .314. Now down on the count 1-2. And even better against right-handers, .330. But this is a right-hander in a special class.
Yes.
Foul ball out of play.
He's been the one guy that Aaron Boone can count on for consistent production. You saw the numbers. The team, when he takes the mound, all they do is win. 20 starts. Yankees are 18-2.
And strike 3 called. There's a fastball that just picked up that outside edge.
Dwayne, it goes back to what you were talking about with command, and you think about the last 3 pitches culminating in that. So he went 97 away, then came with the fastball up and in, and then right back away, right on the corner. All 3 put in perfect spots.
So a fly ball and a strikeout, 2 up, 2 down. Here's Jake Bauers. Is down. Yankees do swing the defense around for Bauers, but not exactly a shift. Gregorius deep and behind the second base bag. There's a shot well tagged into right, and that ball is going to be off the top of the wall. Bauers will dig for second and is in there with a double. Bauers to right center field, picking up a 2-base hit. And just like that, the Rays have a 2-out opportunity.
I'll tell you what, Jake Bauers has such a sweet stroke, you know, a gap-to-gap type hitter. And you thought for a second there, because of the power supplied by Severino, that this ball had a chance to get out. Catches more of the plate than he wanted. And that ball driven on a line. Timing is perfect. I think Bauers thought that he got him. Another couple feet.
Well, here's Choi. He's the DH tonight. Upstairs. A ball, no strikes. Choi hit a home run in Saturday's game, a long one to center. His first in a Rays uniform. One.
You know, Luis Severino will use that slider a couple of different ways. You saw it there. After the fastball away for a ball, you start that slider in the same little area and break it to the outer third to get a strike. He can also back foot that slider down and in to the lefty. So a couple different uses for that one pitch.
To catch up there on the fastball away, tough to do.
Almost uses that little backdoor slider there as a change of pace, change of speed pitch, because all of a sudden he comes back with 98 and it's by him.
Bauers, the runner, at second. He started the 9th inning uprising yesterday with a double in the top spot in the inning. Oh, there's a pitch that gets away over to third now. Here comes Bauer, going to try to score. He is safe. Boy, some aggressive base running for Bauers. He saw Severino a little slow getting off the mound. Bauers takes advantage of that and comes all the way around from second to give the Rays a 1-0 lead.
It all starts with a cross-up. Gary Sanchez just completely boxes that pitch, not really hustling after it, trying to find it initially. And Jake Bowers just doesn't stop running. And you're right, Severino a little slow getting to the plate. And with where that ball went, the angle of the throw, you'll take your chances. The pitcher covering right off his back.
Boy, that's some great baseball right there by Bowers. And the Rays got the first run of this game. Here's ball 3 to Choi. We'll take another look at all of that.
Well, here's the pitch. Here's the cross-up right there. Gary Sanchez expecting the fastball. And he gets the breaking ball, completely boxes it, and everything's taking too long right there.
Long foul. That's going to reach the seats. Out of play.
Yeah, how funny. The Rays' last 5 runs have come on cross-ups. You know, the last night, yesterday afternoon, the grand slam by Daniel Robertson was a cross-up. If you go back and look at that particular pitch, expecting a breaking ball, Barraclough comes with a fastball, costs him 4 right there. Gary Sanchez expecting fastball, gets a breaking ball, and the Rays score 1.
There's a soft liner the other way, base hit into left. And the Rays have another base runner. Choi takes it the other way. So the Rays score the run on a pass ball. Heads up base running by Bowers, and Choi follows with a base hit to left. Now Joey Wendell. Wendell in there in left field tonight, hitting .281 for the year. And he misses that pitch down. Trying to check. Strike 1. Guards down. Well, you're out there against this guy. Expect 98 all the time, and it's hard to stop. Whether it's a changeup or the slider, you've got to start so early.
And the hitters do not like getting beat by the heater. So they're always going to be geared up for that. You just hope that if he does come with the changeup, the breaking ball, that he hangs, that he leaves it out over the plate. Those are the pitches that you're going to do damage to. You think about even the fastball that Bowers got. He has been spot on with that fastball command. That one leaked middle of the plate. He capitalized.
And down and in, a cut and a miss. That's strike 3 and out number 3. But the Rays come up with a run on a couple hits. 1-0 through 1. inside look focused on Giancarlo Stanton, who just gets better month by month.
Well, and look at what he has done in 17 games in July. That average has gotten up over 340. The home runs, there's still a few more games. And you can see it started in June, but this entire team's been swinging the bat well in July, Stanton included.
This pitch is a ball. Boy, you're right about that. They've hit 31 home runs in the month, which leads the majors so far in July in home runs, cut and a miss. And of course, overall, they come in with 162, and that's tops as a team.
The next closest is 25 behind, and that's the Indians at 137.
Stairs. 2-1 now.
Well, it's one of the ways the Rays have figured out, how to pitch to these guys, how to beat these guys, keep them in the yard. That's what they've done a great job of over those most recent 4 wins.
Takes the pitch high, 3-1.
We looked at a breakout. Yankees won the first 5 games of the season series, and the ERA for the Rays was 6.75, and they had given up 10 homers in 40 innings. Well, the last 4 wins for the Rays, ERA's 1.85, and in 39 innings, they've given up just 3 long balls.
And a high pop fly, short center. Kiermaier has lost it. Smith will have to play it on 1 hop, and Stanton goes into second. Kiermaier came charging in, and there near the end, you could tell he was having trouble locating it.
Yep, this will be a great shot of it, Dwayne. Way up. We see this a lot with visiting teams, never with Rays outfielders. That's what you're talking about. And Malik Smith, he was not able to get in there and make a play on that either. You can see he cannot find it. And once he does, it's too late.
So Stanton winds up at second on that ball lost in the ceiling in the roof up there.
I think too, you wonder, okay, well, what about Malik Smith coming in and taking that? But he's so used to Kevin Kiermaier, that's his ball, that he was giving him his room.
Hicks pitch away and almost took Sucre's mitt with it.
Didn't have time to get that mitt around and over. That is an awkward catch, a lot of stress on the wrist.
Yeah, it's not just a game of catch back there, is it?
No. And in a perfect world, you'd like to see that glove roll over. You didn't have time because it was in the mid-90s.
Let's take a look at that.
Watch how this ball takes off. And he's got to go get it. That's not easy.
And Stanton got credit for a double, his 19th. He's at second. 2-0 count on Hicks. And a close pitch there, but just off the plate a little bit. Sanchez on deck. And ball 4. Fastball missed down. So the double, the high pop fly lost in the ceiling, goes for a double, and now Hicks aboard with a 4-pitch walk. Kyle Snyder's going to make a little stroll of his own, headed to the mound.
Well, everything with Hunter Wood was pretty spot on through the first, 4 hitters, and then all of a sudden you give up a double on what should have been out number 1, and maybe Kyle Snyder thinks just kind of came apart there. Missed 4 straight fastballs to Hicks, and making sure that this doesn't spiral out of control.
Reminder, MLB TV available at a lower price now for $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription would include MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Now Gary Sanchez comes in hitting 188, but with 41 runs batted in. And a foul ball coming back, and will wind up in the upper deck. Strike one. Sanchez just a few days ago back off the disabled list with that groin strain. He had missed about 20 games or so with that.
Just trying to find a rhythm at the plate. It's been so hit or miss with Sanchez. Look at his last 4 games. He's 1 out of 17 with 5 punch outs. Has not been able to get on track for any length of time, although always a threat. That's the thing. You make a mistake and he can make you pay in a big way.
And a nice stop by Sucre. 2-1 Sucre, giving Wood a little encouragement and a little exhortation as well.
You know what? And he's so animated behind the plate. You're right, Dwayne. And he said, hey, just calm it down. Let's go. Just make your pitch. You know how to do it. He's been throwing the ball well, so.
Sanchez getting time. Granted by Mike Winters, the veteran umpire working the plate tonight. Cut and a miss. Fastball up, and he threw it by him.
Just challenged him. And, you know, that what Sucre is basically telling him is, hey, listen, don't let the uniforms, don't let the reputations affect how you pitch. You make quality pitches like you can, you're going to get these guys out. So let's go do it. And right there, he gets back in the count with a good fastball.
Two. Close. He just missed down. 3-2. With that message in mind, I'd have to think that part of what Kyle Snyder would say about the same kind of thing.
Yep.
So look, things are happening here. Don't let it speed up. You do this on your time, on your rhythm.
Pick a pitch, pick a location, and make it, and it will work out.
Three-two now. And a high pop fly left center. And that's caught by Robertson.
That didn't look real clean either.
No, that was not easy from that angle. When you think about Robertson from where he was to go out, you got 2 guys, Kiermaier and Wendell, coming in, and that might have been the toughest play of the 3 right there. The second baseman going out after.
Angling like that, and you're catching it kind of over your shoulder, away from your body.
How about that? The second baseman is the guy who makes that play on a ball in left center field.
Yes. The second baseman who is literally playing at second base.
Well, they get a big out right there in Sanchez, and Sucre spends a little time with Wood on the mound. And look, that's one. That's the first step in getting out of this.
That's what it's going to take. Team effort, communication, encouragement. Just continue to battle this Yankee team. It's going to be a fun series.
And here's Greg Bird. He takes a strike. Fastball. It's a nice pitch there. Down and away, picking up the zone. Well, Bird recently has started to give them some clutch production, something they've looked to get from him for quite a while now. He's had to overcome any number of injuries. And he's out in front right there. 0-2.
And it uses that curveball at times like a changeup because it's 20 miles an hour off the heater. And boy, he can spin it. How far out in front he is.
He comes back with it, and he strikes out Bird for the second out. Well, he used that curveball.
Hey, listen, our truck's got a lot of confidence in Hunter Wood.
Well, they're trying to get Robertson, based on what he did yesterday, to the plate as fast as they can get him up there.
Well, it'll take another couple of pitches, but they assume it's going to be quick. I like it.
Yeah, I like the sentiment. Way to go, guys. Keep going. So with 2 men on and 2 men out, here is Andujar, Miguel Andujar. The number 8 hitter with 40 runs batted in and 29 doubles. Strike one.
You can see the swings that these guys take, that early in counts, they are looking to launch. And that's why if you can make pitches and your command is very good, this is a lineup that can be pitched to. No question about it. Rays have already proven that to themselves.
Ooh, and a fastball on the corner. Boy, you start him off with the breaking stuff and then come back with that. What a great combo.
Boy, and how sharp has Hunter Wood gotten after that first pop out? He had fallen behind 2-1 to Gary Sanchez. Got that fastball up and in on him, and then a little slide ball for the out, and he has really tightened up the arsenal.
And a breaking ball, and he hung it up there. Base hit into center. Stanton will score. Hicks will go to third, and the game is tied. We're 1 pitch away from working your way out of a big jam. And then that curveball just spinning up there, lined into center.
It's been a great pitch for him all inning, and like I said, he had really tightened things up. And look at this. That pitch just stayed up there, and it makes for an easier read by the hitter. You can see Andujar letting that ball get into the zone and then just smack it out into center field. And that was that tying Yankees run.
Now first and third with 2 gone. Here's Neil Walker. Fastball too close. Well, now an even bigger challenge now. Came a pitch away from getting out unscored upon. Now you really got to go to work to get the last out.
Man, Neil Walker, no slouch at the plate himself, even though he's hitting down in that 9 hole. Can handle the bat.
Takes a strike, 1-1.
Got some power. That's the thing about this Yankee lineup. There is trouble top to bottom. There's just no stretches where you can come up for air. They force you to work and battle all night long.
Up the middle and right there for it. Robertson's going to lead it off. Adames made the play. Daniel Robertson will open the bottom of the second. We are tied 1-1.
Yankees. Well, Daniel Robertson leading off this inning, and I think of all the clutch hitting that Daniel Robertson has done this season, he would have to say that last night's pinch hit grand slam was at the top of that list. He's still coming down from the high last night. He even traded the grand slam ball for an autographed ball to the fan who caught it so he could keep it, and he told the media in the clubhouse today that when he woke up this morning, he watched it back just to make sure it was real. I think the whole team needed that big hit and that big game, guys.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Michelle. And now he's distributing bats into the opposing dugout. Well, here's a look at the great moment presented by Geico. What a feeling that was from Daniel Robertson.
Can't even imagine. Cannot even imagine.
Pitch in on him, a fastball. Ooh, at 95 up in there, and he fouls it back.
We see it all the time, especially right-handed starting pitchers, right-handed pitchers in general, trying to work Daniel Robertson in, trying to tie him up.
One ball, 2 strikes. It's down and away, 2-2. And not only, as you see, Matt Andriese loosened in the bullpen. He had taken a few tosses in the last half inning, the top half of this frame. It's a foul ball back. Robertson winning that game with that grand slam walk-off. But afterward, he went over to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital and spent some time with Joey Johnston Jr., who is a sophomore at Alonzo High and who earlier had suffered a spine and neck injury and has been in the hospital for the better part of the month. And Robertson had promised him that he was going to show up over there, and boy, what an occasion to show up.
How about
dropped off some souvenirs. And if that name sounds familiar, it should. Joey Johnston, his father, a longtime sports writer in town. There's a base hit up the middle, and Daniel Robertson is aboard. So we worked that one through the middle of the infield and threw into center. Joey Johnston, a talented writer, spent most of his career with the old Tampa Tribune. And so his son in the hospital and looking to work his way back from some serious injuries. And you know, a big kudo there to Robertson for spending some time with him in the hospital. It doesn't surprise you at all if you know a little bit about Daniel Robertson. So here's Malik Smith. Runner at first, nobody out. A strike. Alex at 288. He's had a hot July. And has enjoyed hitting here. He's up around 350 at home.
Well, he's got different ways that he can beat you. You know, you make a mistake out over the plate, and we've seen him be able to drive the ball, you know, with authority into the gaps. He can lay down a bunt. He can slap the ball the other way. You see right here with 2 strikes, you know, he's going to choke up on the bat, try to put something into play. And with his speed, sometimes that can work out. So
takes it up, 1-2.
I'll tell you what the Rays have done already here in the early going is putting together some nice at-bats. Have already scored a run and working the pitch count of Severino. Already in the mid-30s. He's only recorded 3 outs.
And a cut and a miss. So Malix is out on strikes.
Finally went to the changeup. It's been all fastball and slider for the most part, and then you come with the change and you get the fool.
Now Willie Adames. Been in 27 games with the Rays, hitting .309, 3 home runs. Sidearm flip over to first that time. Rays with a run in the first. New York with a run in the second. 1 on, 1 out in the home half of the second for the Rays. Thomas takes a strike. Upstairs, 1-1. Now the Rays saw Severino to the beginning of the year, his second start. He gave up 2 runs in 7 1/3. And then they saw him in the middle of June when he gave them no runs on 3 hits through 8. One and 1. Reaches for the slider. 1 and 2.
Well, that's what you were talking about earlier. When you force quick decisions, you'll get this. Out of the hand, okay, that's a fastball. I'm going to go, And he realized it. You see how that swing slows down because you realize how far out of the zone it's going to be. But you've got to make things happen right away.
And now a cut and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts.
That slider right there kind of backed up on him. You see it when it down and away, it stays middle in and up, and you get the swing right underneath that pitch.
Jesus Sucre. Fastball is fouled right back. Strike 1. Severino made 25 pitches in the first inning. 41 overall right now. Bowers with the 2-out double hustled his way home from second on a pass ball.
That's the pitch right there that you cannot do anything with. With where he started it, where he finished with it, it's just a perfect slider.
Ground ball third to the glove of Andujar and across to Bird. We're going to head into the third. We're tied 1-1. Celebrate some of the Rays' great past with a special ticket offer honoring the 2008 American League Championship Rays team. Purchase press level tickets for just $30 to the game. That'll be Saturday, August 4th, when the Rays play host to the White Sox. Receive an exclusive bottle stopper set showcasing 4 members of that 2008 team. For more info, visit raysbaseball.com/2008. Brett Gardner. Pitch inside. Matt Andriese, the new pitcher for the Rays. Hunter Wood for 2, and now Matt out there for the 27th time.
Well, he's done a little bit of everything too. You've got 4 starts, the record 2-4 in 56 innings. A guy that can give Kevin Cash some length.
Strike 1-1.
We were talking about this this weekend, but Matt Andriese, believe it or not, was the last Rays pitcher to throw a complete game.
How about that?
Think about that. That was back in May of 2016. I know. How about it?
Yep.
It's the longest stretch without a complete game in American League history. And now he's a jack of all trades.
And I'll tell you, the way the bullpen days and the opener days have gone, I mean, you've cut your chances, whatever they may have been, to less than half now.
Yep.
You get a couple of conventional starters, and then all the bullpen days that have gone on.
Boy, it has not been boring around here when you think about how the Rays have used their pitching staff.
Ground ball to the right side for Robertson. You know, you're right about that. Not only with that approach and what they've attempted to do with it, but the other side has been the makeup of this team that I think has been extremely interesting. These guys show up, they're going to compete. It doesn't make any difference who's in that other dugout. And we've seen the Rays up and down, having success against teams that you might not anticipate, struggling against teams that you wouldn't anticipate. That's what's really frustrating. But through it all, I mean, they play until the final out is made. That was cut and a miss by Judge.
It kind of highlighted that in the open.
Yep.
You know, that Miami series, they did not play particularly well, didn't swing the bats well at all for the majority of all 3 of the games, but never gave up and were able to put some things together in the 9th inning. 10 of their 13 runs in the series scored in the 9th, including 5 yesterday, to finally get a win.
Well, that's the way this team plays, regardless of who they play and what the score is. It's fun and frustrating alternately. But here they are at 50 and 49 right now. Judge fouls that one. Speaking of late runs being scored, look at what they've done in the 9th.
Well,
they lead the American League.
Yeah. I mean, that again speaks to this team never giving up. And you're right, it doesn't matter who they're playing against, where they're playing, how many outs, how many they're down. They're going to battle you all the way through. And that youth and enthusiasm and energy that they play with.
One out, base is empty. 1-2 to Judge. And a little piece of that one foul. He just got a little bit of that to stay alive. And Andriese has to be wondering what he has to do to get Aaron Judge, who is 7 of 14 against him in his career. And 5 of those hits for extra bases, 2 doubles and 3 home runs. And a foul ball again. Fastball on the outer part of the plate. Well, we'll tell you where to go and where not to go with this guy.
Yeah, you know what? Right across the you know, you think about the middle of the plate like that, that's where his reach is, where he can reach all the way across there. Now, if he's got to reach down in a way or even try to climb and go up in a way, you've got a chance. But boy, stay out of the middle zone where he can get his extension.
And he skies it toward right center. Malik Smith making the call on this one. Out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down in the third. Here's D.D. Gregorius. Pitch is a strike on the corner. Gregorius grounded out his first time. He has 17 home runs and 54 runs batted in. Piece of the fastball right back into the mitt of Sucre. Wood started, now Matt Andriese. And a cut and a miss on the fastball. It's a 1-2-3 third for Andriese. Through 2.5. 1-1 ball game. W.B. Mason, who but W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Kevin Kiermaier tries to check. The pitch is a strike. In the bottom of the third underway. Duffy and Bowers to follow. Close at 97 right there, and it's 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes.
You know, the other thing that you like about Severino, you love his stuff, you love his command, and the fact that against righties and lefties, he will use both sides of the plate.
And a cut and a miss. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, think about that at bat. Started him change up, down and away. Came fastball in off the plate. Backdoored the breaking ball, fastball up and in. I mean, he just continued to work back and forth. Soft away, hard in.
Now Matt Duffy. Duffy caught looking his first time.
And you never want to get caught looking.
That's right. Fly ball short right, and it's going to be caught by Judge. Judge wasn't sure there for a moment, but came in to make the grab. 2 gone.
Outfielder's not having an easy go of it here tonight.
That's really interesting, isn't it? I mean, from game to game, how that could be different.
Who rubbed up the baseballs for tonight's game?
That might have something to do with it. I mean, I know the baseball can blend in with the ceiling here, but maybe it's closer to the tent of the ceiling, rubbing up those baseballs. Strike on Bowers. Up and away, and it's 1-1. Bowers with a double and a run scored in the first. Takes it to 1-2. And a cut and a miss. Fastball 98. Bowers a little late on that one. On to the fourth. 1-1. Rays home here against the New York Yankees, and you can see the last couple of years that has made a big difference in this season series for the Rays. Home and away against this team.
And it all starts with the pitching, as you saw the ERAs between the starters and the bullpen.
And Andres had a 1-2-3 third. There's a strike on Stanton to begin the fourth. He lines it into center field. Kiermaier will play it on a couple of hops, and Stanton will stop at first. Stanton now 2 for 2. So he continues to collect hits as he has with more regularity as the season has progressed.
Yeah, this is all about poor location, and lucky that he actually got 2 extended on that ball. He got that off the label, did not even barrel it. That just shows you how strong he is.
Leadoff man aboard now, Aaron Hicks. walked his first time. "16 home runs for Hicks this year. Hit 15 last year, so this is career high.
Oh, you think how he just kind of lays in the weeds in this lineup. You think about, okay, you know, Gardner's a pain in the leadoff spot. Then you got Judge, Gregorius, Stanton, and then here comes Aaron Hicks and kind of hiding out. But boy, oh boy, if you pitch him poorly, I mean, he's shown he can do a ton of damage. Has really made himself at home for the Yankees out in center field and in this lineup for that matter.
Cut and a miss. He's out on strikes down to first. Stanton back in there.
Good change of pace there by Matt Andriese. Combine that with good location too. That changeup down and away.
Sanchez with the 3-2 with his at bat in the second inning against Hunter Wood, and popped out to Daniel Robertson. One ball, no strikes. Game in the fourth. Rays scored a run in the first. The Yankees scored a run in the second. New York batting in the fourth inning, 1 on, 1 out. There's a strike. 1-1. The middle, and right there, Robertson steps on the bag, and the throw to first for the 4-3 double play. That retires New York. Positioned perfectly for this one. Field it, scramble to the bag, and make the throw for the 4-3 double play. 1-1 ball game. 2. Rays trailing 4-0 in the ninth, but Andy Sheets doubled in 2 runs, and Jared Sandberg belts a 3-run homer, giving Tampa Bay a 5-4 win at Fenway. Jared now the AAA manager for the Rays with the Durham Bulls. Esteban Yan finishing that one off. Sandberg providing the power. Here we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Rays cleanup man, Ji-Man Choi, to lead off. He singled his first time. It's a strike. Close enough to the corner.
Sometimes you'll get those borderline calls when you've got that reputation for good command and have shown it.
And I think Mike Winters is a guy, he's been around a long time. If you show him you can do that, he'll work with you. He's always been pretty close to the league average in terms of the ratio of strikes and non-strikes and games he works behind the plate.
You know, they get into the rhythm of the game too.
Yes.
You know, they're back there working themselves around. You're working quickly, you know, throwing strikes, borderline pitches. They get caught up in it.
It's 1-2. That's why if you get a pitcher who finds that groove, gets into that rhythm, he'll take that plate umpire right there with him a lot of the time.
The dance.
2-2, just trying to figure out who's going to lead. Well, that pitcher better lead. He's the guy, you know, who can set the rhythm.
Yeah, and guess what?
Oh, and he didn't get it.
And he should have. Good pitch.
Well, you don't take anything for granted.
Must not have been a fan of that song.
Chopper foul. Wendell will be next, and then Robertson. Nice play down there. See if he can do it again. Well, that was toward the dugout, though.
Like he may have a chance. Willie Downs is like, I make enough of those plays out in the field with the glove. You can take this.
That's a hot shot base hit. One man on the left side, and that's the way Choi goes. He is 2 for 2.
Well, and even better, the leadoff hitter of the inning. Could have been rung up on a fastball where Severino did not get the call. He went back out there, and this time Choi just stays right through the baseball, right up the middle. That's all they need to do.
Second time in this game the Rays have put the leadoff man aboard. Joey Wendell. The first pitch strike. Six strikeouts for Severino. 2 in each of the first 3 innings. And that one a little wide. Tried to widen it a little bit more. Runner in action off of first base, and it's fouled away. 1-2. So the Rays getting aggressive right there, and Choi breaking on that 1-1 pitch.
You'll see that a lot. You know, you start to think about putting it together an inning against Luis Severino is going to be difficult. You're going to have to press some action. But I'll tell you what, you don't think of Ji-Man Choi being a base stealer or a guy that you would send, but he got a great jump on Severino there with a high leg kick. He had a chance to get that back.
And Wendell called out on strikes. Started wide, stayed out there, had a little break, but Severino gets the call.
Yeah, that's a tough call to go against you if you're Joey Wendell, because the ball starts off away, it stays away, but you saw Gary Sanchez kind of scoop watch him kind of scoop it into the zone. Go out there, get it, just that subtle movement over, and Mike Winters right over the top of him says strike 3.
There's Daniel Robertson. Fastball 98 up and by him.
It's an easy 98.
Boy,
too.
isn't it?
Yep.
With some nice finish.
Yep. He's got that carry, you know, that little jump at the end.
Foul out of play. Well, here's the breakout among starters, not only in the American League, but in the major leagues. And Severino's at the top of that list.
And by a good margin, by over 1 mile an hour. Everybody else bunched up there in the 96 down to the high 95s, and he's at 97.7. And again, it's easy. And it's always been interesting to me how you can have a radar gun catch 2 fastballs, let's say at 93. One of them you feel like you're catching air. The other one may feel like you're catching a bowling ball. Same velocity,
yep.
But he's got that late little life that just jumps right over the bat.
Line drive, and that's going to be over the glove of Walker and into right. Choi stops at second. Robertson is 2 for 2. Staying on that pitch.
Did a great job of staying on that pitch, going the other way, able to elude Neil Walker, and the lead cannot quite get there. Well, they just continue to battle too. That pitch count now approaching 70.
And we'll see what Malik Smith can do here in this 1-out, 2-men-on situation. Low and blocked by Sanchez. Into center field. Hicks is there to make the catch on this one, and the runners will remain at first and second. Alex out number 2. Takes strike 1, 99 on that one. Right back. 0-2.
See if Severino starts to try to walk him off the outer edge of the plate with that slider, or if he stays with the hard stuff. You remember that earlier at bat by Adames where he really took a swing at a pitch that was well off the plate. Put that in the back of your mind if you're a pitcher and say, look, in a count like 0-2, I've got some room to maneuver.
And a high fly ball back into center. Hicks will back up. Still backpedaling, and a couple steps from the track makes the catch. Rays lead 2. We go to the 5th. Tied 1-1. by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. On we go to the 5th inning from Tropicana Field. Matt Andriese has a couple innings of work in. Hunter Wood started this game, gave up a run on 2 hits in 2 innings. Now Andriese to face Greg Bird, and a line drive base hit up the right field line. Smith with the pickup. Bird will make the turn but hold. Alex getting to the ball quickly and getting it back towards second. Bird is aboard to lead off the 5th.
Well, he was able to defeat the shift, number 1. But number 2, how many times have we seen here recently that the Rays outfielders able to get to a ball close to the line, headed for the corner, and keep a hitter to a single because of their defensive positioning? This ball lined right through that shift, but Alex Smith gets over to it quickly and keeps Greg Bird right at first. That's a nice play and a nice job in doing so.
Miguel Andujar drove in the run for New York in the 2nd inning. It was after a first pitch in the 5th and fouls it back for a strike. .41 runs batted in for Andujar. One and one. And Cash and Kyle Snyder. The Rays dugout. Hunter Wood gave the Rays 2 innings. Andriese, Matt Andriese, starting his 3rd. Foul ball takes the count to 1-2. Andujar immediately establishing himself as an extra base threat. The 12 homers, 29 doubles, couple triples in the mix, and a big cut and a miss right there on a fastball. Andriese a little extra behind that one to pick up the strikeout.
And I think Andujar got a little bit too big with the swing. His eyes lit up. He saw a fastball middle up, and he gets really long with that swing and is just never able to get to it.
Now the veteran Neil Walker. And he takes a strike. Two. Walker's switch hitter, but most of his production has come from the left side against right-handed pitching. In with 3 homers, 21 runs batted in, all 3 homers from the left side. 19 of his 21 runs batted in from the left side. He got him. Fastball, and Walker's out on strikes.
That will be an at-bat that Neil Walker will gladly put aside. Don't want to remember that one. It was the breaking ball that got it started off, and then just 2 fastballs here. This last one just beats him. Nothing fancy about it. I'm just going to drive it to the outer third and put it right by you. A little late on that swing.
2 gone. And it will be Brett Gardner. Gardner fluctuates between being pesky and a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy from both ends of that spectrum is going to compete against you. 0 for 2 tonight.
We have seen him work some long at-bats, fouling off tough pitches. We've seen him, you know, the ability to hit the home run, and you think, well, yeah, the short porch in right field, but listen, his power, occasional power, will travel, can hit the ball hard. He has been a spark plug for this team for a long time.
And a check swing back to the mound. And Drees makes the play. Over to Bowers. Leadoff single. Couple of strikeouts and a ground ball. Takes care of the 5th. Tied 1-1.
Tropicana Field. Well, it is time for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're looking at left-handed pitcher Colin Poche. He's pitched in 18 games in AAA Durham, and look how ridiculous his numbers are. A .79 ERA in 34 1/3 innings, 56-11 strikeout to walk ratio. So that call has got to be coming any day now, guys.
They got some arms. They have some options.
They do. I'll tell you, you know, there are a couple of things they have stockpiled. We've talked about all the pitching and all the infielders, but they're starting to get some hitters in the minor leagues showing some pop as well.
The lows and the lows.
Yes, it's
that's going to be fun for us.
The lows and the lows.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Oh, they're on their way.
Yes, they are.
A wave and a miss. Sucre out on strikes. And that begins the bottom of the 5th inning. That's 8 strikeouts for Severino.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting when you think about what's already here, the youth that's already here, part of the the core group that's going to be around moving forward, and then what's coming up the ranks, and some of them knocking on the door.
Yep.
You've got a chance to have a very good, young, controllable team. It's going to be fun for years to come.
And apparently, and it's difficult to always project, but so you try not to get carried away with that, be realistic. But when you look at the numbers and the performances they're getting, hey, there's a base hit up the middle. and Kiermaier is aboard. You know, sometimes you'll see, well, you're loaded at AAA, or maybe you're loaded in the low minors and not so much at AA or AAA. But they really seem to have talented players spread throughout the different levels of the minor leagues.
Yeah.
That's what's really encouraging.
You can see that train, you know, being able to supply you year after year after year. Well, you start to build that kind of depth, and then you think about when things really get moving, a deadline deal, you can bring a guy in. You know, maybe you have to give up a chip, but you've got tons of them.
There's Matt Duffy. Foul ball right back into the screen, strike one. A good look at Matt Duffy. Looking for his first hit here tonight. 0 for 2, came into the game the 6th leading hitter in the American League at .314. Up the right side. Is that going to be fair or foul? Foul ball goes down beyond the bullpen mound.
Now that's part of the reason right there he's been so good against right-handed pitchers, because he stays in the middle of the field with his swing better than anybody in this Rays lineup, and he's done it more consistently. Most consistent offensive threat for the Rays all season. But those right-handers, they try to work you away, down and away with the breaking stuff, and he will let those pitches travel into the zone and use right field. Those numbers tell the tale.
Kiermaier diving back in. Kevin 6 of 7 in the running department. Down and away, hopping out of the mid of Sanchez, but he retrieves quickly.
You know, and if you're Severino and if you're the Yankees, you got to be thinking, listen, if G-Man Choi was put in motion, and now all of a sudden you've got a guy that can handle the bat at the plate, you've got a guy with speed over there at first base, this is the chance, maybe this is the opportunity that the Rays would try to push the envelope here a little bit. Count's not in favor.
And this one back to the mound, ricochets into shallow left. On his way to third, Kiermaier, and the Rays are going to have men on the corners. That ball back to the mound, and it ricocheted out toward the shortstop spot, which was at the time open. And a base hit for Duffy.
You know, that ball gets through the legs of Severino, and you can see, you can envision a little 6 unassisted 3 double play. But Kiermaier is watching that ball deflect, realizing there's nobody home, and he's going to get all the way to third. Well, that's a break.
First and third with one out for Jake Bauers. Jake aggressively scored in the first inning to give the Rays their run. It's low and it's blocked by Sanchez. 1-0. Bauers scored from second on the pass ball.
Never had a chance on that changeup out in front of the plate, but Sanchez able to glove it and keep it close. You think about that runner down at third, Kiermaier with the speed.
It's a strike.
Severino needs a strikeout in the worst way. Jake Bauers is thinking about doing nothing but putting that ball into play.
Bauers now 2 for 4 in his young career against Severino with the double tonight. Duffy back in at first. And a long one, high and deep to right, all the way back Home run number 6 for Jake Bauers. And with that, the Rays take a 4-1 lead.
He tried to sneak the breaking ball, the slider in, and it never got there. Jake Bauers wouldn't let it. Think he knew?
Oh boy, did he enjoy that? A little flip with the bat. And the Rays now up by 3. Here's a pitch, a strike to Choi on the inside part of the plate.
Boy, those are so demoralizing. The 3-run homer. And look at the breathing room now the Rays have on one pitch.
Well, Jake Bauers started that rally in the 9th inning yesterday. He's had a great night so far tonight. Choi pops out, and Duhar at third makes the catch. Bauers 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Hustled his way home from second in the first inning on a pass ball. And here in the 5th, a 3-run blast. And here it is. StatCast powered by AWS.
StatCast had it fall on the warning track there, down in front of the wall.
And there's a chopper toward the middle. Gregorius will make the play, and Wendell is out of there. But the Rays come up with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Kiermaier's base hit, Duffy's base hit, and the home run by Bauers. We are through 5. It's 4-1 Tampa Bay. Three-run home run in the 5th. We go to the 6th with the Rays up 4-1. Rays have collected 8 hits. They've out-hit New York 8-4, and now the dangerous Aaron Judge opens the 6th inning against Matt Andriese, fouling the first pitch away. Strike 1. Judge tonight called out on strikes in the first. That was against Hunter Wood. A fly ball into right, caught by Malik Smith in the 3rd. That was against Matt Andriese.
And how big is this inning for Matt Andriese and the Rays? You know, you want to go out there and throw up a 0, not allow the Yankees to even think that they're going to get back into this game, and you're going through some of the toughest hitters in this lineup, 2, 3, and 4.
Gregorius on deck. Now Andriese working his way through the lineup for the 2nd time now. It's 1-2. Hunter Wood started, faced the lineup the first time through in 2 innings. Put Andriese on in the 3rd. Here in the 6th inning. Looking the 2nd time through, and he strikes out Judge.
And kept the changeup out over the plate, and then drops it right below that swing. Hard of the plate, but Judge pulling off of it, a little bit out in front.
It's 5 strikeouts for Andriese, 7 for Rays pitching tonight. Wood had a couple. And now it's Didi Gregorius. Gregorius tonight, a ground ball out and a strikeout. High fly ball toward right center. Who's going to catch it? Kiermaier in front of Malik Smith is there.
Again with the outfield on both teams. Alex Smith is like, look, last time I assumed you were going to catch it, and it burned both of us. This time I'm not assuming anymore. You're going to have to prove to me.
And there it is again. See Malik staying right with it until Kiermaier is right there in front of him.
You know, Malik was calling for that too. Kiermaier just Kelly leaked him.
Stanton, that's a strike on the inside corner. Stanton has half the New York hits tonight. He doubled the 2nd on the ball that Kiermaier lost, and a single in the 4th. Ball 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. Yankees returning to action. They were rained out of their game against the Mets. Scheduled for last night at Yankee Stadium. They were rained out.
They're going to make that game up, Dwayne, when we're in town. We could go to that game.
We could. We have a day off in New York.
That's right. August the 13th. I think we come in from Toronto with an off day in New York. We've had an off day in New York, I think, every trip in.
You know what we should do? We should go to the replay center and help the umpires make decisions.
Done.
Yeah, how about that?
Done.
Okay.
And you know what? And I will be in the mood for pizza that night too, so that works.
Hey, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yep.
We'll help umpires review tapes, make decisions, eat pizza.
Live the
Give
life.
them our opinions, which we do anyway,
Yeah.
whether they take them or even listen to them.
They're not going to want them.
No,
there.
I'm sure. I hope Joe West is there. That would be fun.
For you?
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, I met Joe one time in Chicago. He was very pleasant.
He's a pleasant guy.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a liner into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. How about Stanton 3 for 3 tonight? Singles the other way here.
Well, we had that graphic. How as the season has moved along, so has his offensive numbers. You know what, though? If Giancarlo Stanton wants to take a base hit into right field with 2 outs, okay.
I'm going to tell you something. The last time the Yankees were here, remember the Rays won
Yes.
that game in 12 innings, 7-6?
Yes, I know where you're
And
going.
Stanton was on base 6 times in a row with 5 hits and finally an intentional walk.
Yes.
And he's on base 3 times tonight. So here at the Trop, in his last 9 plate appearances, he's been on base.
8 for 8 with a walk.
Yeah.
That's some good detective sleuth work by you.
How about that? Yeah. Okay. It's got to end now. I mean, that's as far as you can go, right?
Yeah. Law of averages.
Kyle Snyder out there spending some time on the mound with Andres, and the bullpen busy. Castillo the righty and Kolarek the lefty. Let me just tell you something about Joe West. You know what you need to give him? Not pizza, chili. He's big on chili.
Really?
Yeah, he's big on the chili cook-off circuit. See,
okay.
Could have probably gotten a couple extra strikes with that knowledge.
Much needed extra strikes.
So Aaron Hicks up here, runner at first, 2 gone. Check swing and a foul ball right back into the screen. Hicks walked in the second. Swung and missed a changeup for strike 3 in the 4th inning. One ball game here. 2-out single putting Stanton aboard. It's high. 1-1. Andres with 3 2/3 under his belt so far tonight, following the 2-inning opening stint by Hunter Wood. It's foul right back into the screen. 1-2. And Andres last worked the Sunday before the All-Star break. Ahead of Hicks. Stairs. Put away with a fastball. 2-2. No chase by Hicks. Gary Sanchez on deck. Ground ball right side, and it gets away into shallow right, getting past Robertson. To third goes Stanton, and Hicks reaches on the error. That's the 9th error of the year charged to Robertson. That's his first error this year playing second base. And that ball sort of caught him.
You know what? It looked like he almost got handcuffed a little bit. This ball by Hicks. And you know what? His footwork, as he was going laterally to his right, got a little mixed up. You see how wide he gets? And then that ball right off the thumb kind of did handcuff him. So unfortunate there for the Rays.
So a call to the bullpen now, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. From the Florida Lottery, a new spin on a classic. They're loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So Unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket, claim it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt Andrees should be out of this inning, and he has come in following Hunter Wood and done a nice job for Kevin Cash, mixing that fastball in, up in the zone. You see it there, then here, another fastball by Neil Walker. The changeup was good for him, is able to get that into good spots, keeping it below the zone, making it look hittable, and it was not. And how about that? 3 2/3, should have been 4, but scoreless so far, no walks, 5 punch outs.
Diego Castillo on to face Gary Sanchez. Sanchez nothing of 2 tonight. And the pitch off the mid of Sucre. Runner's going to try to score. The throw is wide. The run scores. And the toss backed up by Bowers. So Stanton crosses the plate. Hicks moves into scoring position.
Boy, how about this? A little off-speed delivery right off the glove of Sucre. Pitch didn't have a lot of action on it. Across the plate and just did not come up with it. And then right here trying to make a play. That ball wide of Castillo off Bauer's glove. Everything getting a little shaky here.
Well, the error in the pass ball leading to a run. It's 4-2 now. Last thing you want to do is give these guys runs. They're capable of scoring them on their own. There's a foul ball back, and that caught the plate umpire. Mike Winters, you could tell. Nice to see him smile, I'll tell you.
If he doesn't grab Sucre, Dwayne, he goes down. Watch this. He gets right here, gets wobbled, and then reaches for Sucre because he was going down.
Oh my, that's a direct hit to the mask. How can you come out of that smiling? I mean, he's done this job in the big league since 1988. So that's happened before, but a shot like that, it's like the first time it's ever happened. I mean, you never get used to that. And a couple of guys around the plate who can commiserate. Sanchez and Sucre with Mike Winters. Big cut and a miss. 1-2. Hicks at second. Time. Well, this started innocently enough with a strikeout and a fly ball to center field. And Stanton singled. An error and a pass ball. A run is in. A man's in scoring position. 1-2 to Sanchez, and a liner toward the left field corner. The run will score. Sanchez will be held to a single. Wendell played the carom, and now it's 4-3.
Well, Castillo had thrown some breaking balls in this inning that hadn't done a whole lot. There was another one right there, and that gives Gary Sanchez a chance. And he gets around that pitch, hammers it down into the corner. And you're thinking, uh-oh, they're within a run, and they're going to have a runner on second base. But Gary Sanchez not able to get there. Held to a single on that play, but the Yankees do close the gap.
One-run game. Now Greg Bird. Ground ball right side, backhanded, nice pickup. Robertson's throw to first takes care of Bird to retire the side. But 2-run score, it's 4-3 Rays. to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by your local Honda dealer. Back to the mound goes Luis Severino in what is now a one-run game. The Yankees, after 2 men were out, scored 2 unearned runs in the top of the 6th. Daniel Robertson will begin the bottom of the inning, 2 for 2 tonight. He sends one deep into right field. Judge will go back, and this one is going to be out of here. Home run for Daniel Robertson. An opposite field blast, and the Rays get one of those runs back. Robertson, who won it yesterday with that walk-off grand slam. 3 for 3 tonight. That's home run number 9, and the Rays have a 5-3 lead.
Well, you know that nobody felt worse about that error than Daniel Robertson. You can see when he came into the mound, and what does he do? Makes a great play to end the inning, and then how about this? Takes a fastball up and just out. First row.
Well, the Rays are up by 2. 1-0 the count on Malik Smith.
You hit it right to Bob Uecker.
In the front row. This one is down 1-1 now.
What an answer, too.
There's Malik Smith shooting one into right field. Judge back, and that ball's over his head off the wall. Malik's on his way to second, in standing with a double. 10 hits for the Rays tonight on Severino.
I want to tell you what, they have had a very good game plan. Carlos Gomez flexing. A lot of power being shown this inning. Change up. They've had a good game plan here against Luis Severino, but you have got to really tip your helmet to this lineup, because when there have been mistakes made, and that wasn't particularly a bad mistake by Severino, they have absolutely hammered them.
This is the first time this year Severino has given up hits in double figures in an outing. He did give up 9 against Cleveland. That was his last outing. 5 innings, 4 runs, 9 hits. Tonight, the Rays have 5 runs on 10 hits off him. The only other team to score as many as 5 runs off him would have been the Red Sox back in April. On the 10th of April, they scored 5 runs in 5 innings. The Rays tonight have 5 runs in 5 innings plus, and a chance for more.
Well, you remember the scouting report that we did on Severino. A tough stretch for him. Those 2 starts going into the break, and then here coming out, it hasn't been very clean. It's got to be a concern to Aaron Boone.
And that's a strike on Adames on the check with Tim Timmons down at first. One. Rays scored an unearned run in the first. Put up 3 in the 5th inning. Another run here in the 6th. Now Adames is behind 1-2. A base hit into center. Malik is going to be held at third base. Hicks came up with that ball in shallow center. So it's first and third, nobody out.
How about the adjustment made by Adames? Getting those breaking balls down and away, and he's finally able to reach one. Got to figure you're going to see it again. And he's able to go out and get it, make a nice judgment, and chase Severino from this ball game.
Boone comes out to make the pitching change. Call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The Rays have rebuilt the lead. They grabbed it initially in the first on the double by Bowers and the hustle to get him home from second on the pass ball. Underwood on the mound, and that breaking ball left up for Miguel Andujar in the second to tie the game. Rays up with 3 runs in the 5th inning. Again, Jake Bowers, this time building a 3-run blast. 2 unearned runs with 2 outs in the 6th for the Yankees to make it a 1-run game. Then the home run by Daniel Robertson. Now it's a 5-3 game. And with men at first and third, Chad Green is the new pitcher. Sucre fouls that first one away. So far, 5 runs, 4 earned, charged to Severino, and he's responsible for 2 men on as he leaves.
Well, he has been Mr. Automatic for the New York Yankees all season long. It's hit a little bump in the road here, and the Rays, you got to credit them offensively after struggling against all 3 of the Marlins starters. You think about Straley, Lopez, and Richards really hamstrung this lineup, and then you go out against Luis Severino, and I don't want to say have your way with them, but they certainly have given him arguably his worst outing of the season.
And now Sucre battling the hard-throwing right-hander Chad Green. I mean, this guy comes right at you. 5-2 on the year, makes his 38th appearance.
You know, it was a season ago. I think he worked 69 innings, had over 100 strikeouts.
Yep. I mean, no one got hits off him last year. No. Lefties hit 123 and right-handers 152.
That's ridiculous.
It's just
and by the way, he was overshadowed in that bullpen.
Oh yeah. Oh, Chad Green. Wait a minute. They have all those other guys, and then he put up those numbers.
Yeah, as the 5th or 6th inning guy.
Yeah.
That's how deep that pen is.
Adames the runner at first. Alex Smith aboard across the diamond at third. What a great opportunity for the Rays now to rebuild a lead. It's at 2 right now. Into the dirt and a block by Sanchez.
Boy, and a really good block there too. With the runner on third, it becomes imperative that you start to anticipate breaking balls off speed in the dirt. And he does a great job of getting his body outside of that baseball and keeping it in front.
2-2 the count. And a line drive base hit into right center field. Smith scores. Adames digs for third. He'll beat the throw. And hang on there as the Rays tack on another run. It's 6-3. Sucre does the job. An RBI for the Rays catcher. And the lead is again 3.
Another great job of letting this breaking ball headed off the plate. Sucre stays right on it. Don't try to pull that pitch. It was up enough. He was able to get it airborne. And they just keep the line going. Daniel Robertson gets it started. Look at your bottom 4. Robertson a home run the other way, and then double, base hit, and they just keep it moving.
Out of the top side of the order. Rays with a dozen hits in the game. Here's Kiermaier. The fastball comes in too high. Kevin back in the lineup. He'd had some problems with that foot. His right foot, a bone bruise, and that left over from early April. Hopper left side, and Duhar retreats into foul territory to make the catch. And that's the first out. Still first and third. Adames third. Sucre at first. Matt Duffy will bat. He singled and scored in the 5th inning. He got that base hit that deflected off the mound and through the shortstop side. That all in front of the home run by Jake Bauers. One. Good pitch. That fastball at 96 comes boring in on you.
He's another guy with a pretty easy delivery. Good carry on that 4-seam fastball.
And the foul ball into the screen. It's quickly 0-2. Chad Green, appropriately born in Greenville, South Carolina. Went to University of Louisville. And the 0-2 is wide.
You see, he has a little deception built into his delivery too, because he's standing up on that mound straight up, tall, and then has a little bit of crossfire action, stepping across his body, and then here comes the plus stuff.
A little tap towards short. Gregorius out at second, safe at first, and the Rays got the run. Adames crosses the plate. Duffy will get credit for the run batted in. It's now 7-3.
Just didn't hit it hard enough. This chopper, he has to come in and get it. Gregorius, and then the quick flip to Walker, and everything takes just a little bit too long, and Matt Duffy hustling his way into an RBI.
So the Rays get those 2 base runners home. Left by Severino.
All that time running arcs, it paid off.
Now here's Bauers. Ball, no strikes. Got to build it up.
That's it.
All 7 runs charged to the starter, Severino. Bauers doubled and homered off the Yankee starter. 2 for 3 on the night. Now he takes a strike. 1-1. Well, by way of contrast, you can see how tough Severino was for the Rays. Combined in the first 2 starts, 15 1/3 innings, 8 hits. The Rays have almost as many runs tonight as they had hits combined in the first 2 starts he made against them.
And you know, Dwayne, when you see those types of numbers, why would Severino change his game plan at all going against this lineup?
Yeah,
he wouldn't. Now, you've got to be quick to make adjustments if the hitters are onto you, but he's going to come and attack these guys the same way, and they know that. So they came in with a good game plan, and there were times and stretches that he was very good with his command and found pitches in good areas. But then every mistake that he made, the Rays didn't miss and actually hit some good pitches too.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And a cut and a miss. Bauer's out on strikes to retire the side. Daniel Robertson's home run to open the bottom of the 6th began the scoring. The Rays have rebuilt the lead. It's now 7-3 Tampa Bay. Half. They lead 7-3. If Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters tonight, visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Diego Castillo on the hill. Pitcher number 3 for the Rays. Gave up a base hit and got the final out in the 6th. Faces Michael Andujar in the first pitch off the mitt. Sucre into the backstop. 1-0. Andujar drove in the first run of the game for New York with a single back in the 2nd. 1 for 2. On the count. Ground ball by the mound. Cutting over from short. Adames makes the play.
And that was a nice play. Every second, every split second matters. That ball not hit very hard by Andujar. Got to cover some ground, get it, and throw it all in one motion.
Neil Walker. It's a ball. Walker is grounded to short and struck out swinging. Two and 0. A 3-0 count here on the number 9 hitter. Gardner's on deck. The one thing you don't want to do in this lineup is start putting guys in the number 9 spot on base unless they earn it. Then you're not happy about it.
No, not at all. But you're right. At least make him swing the bat.
And he walked him on 4 pitches. 1 out walk. Well, a reminder coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. Pre-game show again presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll be with you at 6:30 in Arestas. We'll break down the red hot Daniel Robertson. And there's Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, making his way to the mound, taking his time. Jamie Schultz starts to limber up in the bullpen now.
I think this is that same kind of message we were talking about with Hunter Wood and Diego Castillo. You know, the only time that Diego Castillo ever gets himself into some trouble is usually, you know, the walks, a lot of bad counts. He's got great stuff, a ton of movement on that stuff. And Sucre saying, hey, trust me, and get that stuff out over the plate and let's get out of this inning. Stuff's too good to pick around.
Larrick joins the right-hander Schultz. Yeah, I like how animated Sucre is before they broke up that little conference on the mound. He's the last guy to leave. He turns and with his mitt, he gives Castillo a little flip on the fanny with that mitt. He says, come on.
You got to love a catcher that is that invested in your outing and in the outcome of this game from a defensive standpoint. Always encouraging.
Pitch to Gardner and he misses with a fastball. 1-0 the count. 4-pitch walk to Walker. And now 1-0 to Gardner. You know, you have Judge next and behind him
right.
Gregorius. So let's throw some quality strikes here. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. And another miss.
And this right here, this is the only thing that is ever going to hold Diego Castillo back, is being able to consistently fill up the strike zone. 6 straight out of it. These things start to get a little tense.
And he misses again, and boy, that looked pretty good. Sucre thought he had a strike there and did it. There, look at that. Boy, oh boy.
That is that ball down in the zone that Mike Winters does not follow through. You know, you think about all those misses, the close pitch he now doesn't get.
Now a strike. It's 3-1. That call right there is almost a 3-0 strike. You know what I mean? So it's now 3-1 after that pitch down was called a ball to make it 2-1. Well, okay, there's one high, but that's a strike. And it's, now it's ball 4, though. He missed with a fastball. Back-to-back walks. Aaron Judge will be the hitter. And here comes Kevin Cash. Well, the Rays staff had given up only 1 walk coming into this inning. And after Andujar had grounded out, Walker and Gardner have drawn the walks off Castillo. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Out in the 7th. Now it's time for Lowe's whole team together. And you see where the Yankees are on that home run leaderboard with 162, leading everybody in home runs. The Indians next with 137. They're on pace to hit 271 home runs this year, which would eclipse the record set by Seattle in '97. The Mariners hit 264 that year. And Jamie Schultz inherits this 2-on 1-out situation facing Aaron Judge. Judge 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts tonight. And a fastball, a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Well, Schultz with a big reputation for a lot of strikeouts and a lot of walks. 6th appearance here for the Rays.
How about that 14 and 7+ innings?
Close there. Breaking pitch. 1-1. Schultz worked Friday 2 innings, had 5 strikeouts in that outing. Two and 1. Wood, Andriese, Castillo, and now Schultz. Stanek up along with Kolarek. That's a strike. 95. 2-2.
Right at the bottom of the zone. Caught plenty of play, but right down there at the bottom edge. And now 1 pitch away from trying to put away Aaron Judge.
Did he get him? On the check down to first, he held up, says Tim Timmons.
You know what? He should have gotten him on the call. Comes with the breaking ball. Let's take a look at the check. And okay, you could live with that call by Timmons, but how about the pitch itself? There.
Oh, man.
Could have.
Yeah. Now full count. Here it is. And it's down. So the fastball is low and the bases are loaded.
That's going to be it. Here comes Cash again. 3 straight walks here.
Gregorius due up. Another call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. And Shannon Sharp go head to head on the day's hottest sports topics. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon weekdays from 9:30 a.m. to noon Eastern, only on FS1. Schultz faced one man. He got ahead of Judge, lost him, so the bases are loaded on 3 consecutive walks, 2 issued by Castillo, 1 by Schultz. The left-handed bat of D.D. Gregorius is about to step in. And Adam Kolarek on the hill making his 7th appearance. First pitch, Gregorius lays off. That's ball 1. And a cut and a miss with the breaking ball. 1-1.
Boy, he put that pitch in a good spot and took enough off of it. Had Gregorius all out of whack on that swing. Get back into this count. Nowhere to put him. That's as good as it gets with the breaking ball.
And a little tapper right side. Here's a toss over to Kolarek, out at first. Bowers to Kolarek, a run scores. They got the second out. Gregorius picks up a run batted in. It's now 7-4. Stanton is due up and Cash is out of the dugout on his way to the mound. So Gregorius out. Bowers to Kolarek. And another call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The ground ball, have a run home. It's 7-4. The new pitcher is going to be Ryan Stanek. Castillo, Schultz, Kolarek, and Stanek all here in the 7th. Since Andujar grounded out, the Rays staff has made 18 pitches, 5 strikes out of that. And they're trying to get the final out. Stanek with a delivery to Stanton, and the pitch is popped up foul and will carry out a play. Stanton tonight is 3 for 3. 8 of his last 8, and has been on base 9 times in a row. The last 9 plate appearances, and that 8 of 8 spanning his last 8 official at bats here at Tropicana Field, dating back to the 24th of June. When the Rays won an extra inning game from the Yankees. The 0-1 to Stanton. This ball up at 99, 1-1. Well, they've got to get him out sometime, and after 8 straight hits and on base in 9 straight plate appearances, you have to think the odds are in your favor.
You would certainly hope so.
Ground ball foul. Look out down there.
Oh boy.
Phil Nevin. I don't know if we ever saw him dive for a ball at third the way he was diving to get out of the way of that hot shot.
Let's take a look. Elusive.
A ball, 2-strike count. And a line drive, another hit for Stanton. Gardner's going to score. Crossing the plate is Judge. It's a base hit. 2 runs are in. And how about that? It's a 1-run game once again. Stanton on base again. 4 for 4 tonight, with 2 runs batted in this time. And it's 7-6.
Well, and all 3 runs, the walks that you were talking about, 18 pitches, only 5 strikes. And that's the danger with Stanton. If he is able to get the barrel to the baseball, it comes off so hot. He finds safe turf in center field, and the Yankees come storming back.
Aaron Hicks. And he fouls it back. Boy, he took a big cut at that fastball up at 98 and fouled it. Strike 1. Shift on. Duffy alone on the left side. One and one. How about Stanton? He's been on base 10 times in a row in his last 10 plate appearances here at the Trop, and is 9 for 9 with an intentional walk. Stanton has driven in a couple. 1-1 to count to Hicks. That's low. 2-1. The Yankees have scored 3 times in the inning on 1 hit. Where you look for the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get that.
And you know what? That's what's going to allow Ryan Stanek to just continue to make that climb and become an elite guy at the back end of a bullpen. Of course, he's made his name with the Rays as being an opener. But you envision him, as you continue to see the slider get better, the split, make progress with that pitch to go along with a consistent 98, 99.
2-2 upstairs. Count is full. 2 outs, and Stanton will be off with the pitch. Sanchez is on deck. There he goes, 3-2, and a ground ball foul into the Rays dugout. Apparently Nathan Ubaldi made the play on that one. This will say he did.
He's got the proof of that right hand, though. No, actually, that's not rubbed up yet. So
no,
maybe he did make the play.
What I mean.
Yeah. Doesn't match the color of the Tropicana Field roof.
That's right. 3-2 again. Strike 3 called. He got him on the corner. Hicks caught looking. That takes care of New York in the top of the 7th. A 1-run game. 7th inning stretch time. Runs, 19 hits. The Rays lead 7-6. Going into the bottom of the 7th inning, and look at the middle part of this game after it was tied 1-1. All of the action started in the bottom of the 5th. Runs in every half inning since. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Ji-Man Choi will lead off against Adam Warren. First pitch, breaking ball is in there for a strike.
Well, Adam Warren on for the 22nd time. The ERA very tidy, 2.49. 31 punch outs and 25 plus innings.
Upstairs with the pitch, and it's 1-1.
This is one of the stronger, deeper bullpens you will find in the game of Major League Baseball. I'll tell you, it is. You think about Green, and then you've got Warren, of course, Robertson, Betances, Chapman, Jonathan Holder.
Hey, a base hit into right. 3rd hit of the night for Choi. He is 3 for 4. Boy, that ball jumped off his bat.
He's a big boy, and he gets the barrel to the baseball, it is going to jump. And I'll tell you, it's going to be whatever bullpen can figure out a way to slow down the opposition. All that action shows no signs of letting up. Every mistake is getting crushed.
Well, leadoff man on. Joey Wendell. Breaking ball strike on the outside part of the plate. Well, this spot in the order, the only one without a hit tonight. So Wendell is due. Rays have out hit New York 13-7. They lead 7-6. Came into the game hitting .281. Wide 1-1. Daniel Robertson is on deck. High. 2-1. Instead of it being 1-2, it's 2-1. A pitch that missed just a bit high.
It's a big swing. That is a big swing.
The pitch is fouled back. Well, the Rays 4-5 against the Yankees this year. They dropped the first 5 in the season series. They've won the last 4 and hold a 7-6 lead right now. And that one hits him. Wendell hit by the pitch, and the first 2 men are on. Time for T-Mobile, built for baseball, and it has been a big couple days for Daniel Robertson, going back to yesterday's game, the walk-off pinch hit grand slam to give the Rays a victory, 6-4. And today, 3 hits, 2 singles, and a home run.
Dropping that one right over the wall and right, front row.
He'll be up here to face Warren. 2 men on and nobody out. It's too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Robertson has 1 hit in 1 official at bat against Warren. A.J. Cole up in the bullpen. And that one finds his own. 1-1. Nine home runs on the year for Robertson. Oh, look out, up and in. Down to a knee he goes. 2 balls and a strike.
This is where it gets scary. It gets up around the dome. Daniel Robertson, he gets hit a lot. He gets pitched in a lot.
Six stayed up. 3-1. It's Malik Smith waiting on deck. Full count. Late break on this one.
See how long that stays in the zone? Even got him with a little change of speed.
Joyce single. Wendell hit by a pitch. Full count here on Robertson. And a cut and a miss. He stayed with it and got him again.
And that one was even nastier. He kept that in the zone for an awful long time, and then it just darts out last second. In. Here comes the swing, and it's gone.
It's a big strikeout for Warren. Malik Smith. Braves with a chance to add to their lead. Pitch is down 1-0. Warren comes in there, gives up the base hit, and then hits a man. And that pitch he made to Robertson with that late break on the slider. Big pitch for them. And now the fastball misses just low. 2-0.
Well, he was on the verge with Robertson. You know, that 3-1 count from loading the bases. Now falling behind here with Malik Smith. This has been a challenging game for the pitchers. Seemingly every pitch out over the plate has been hit hard. Trying to nibble now at the corners.
When he gets a call there.
Yes, he did. That ball was off the plate. That wasn't even borderline.
Two and one. Braves have had a couple of 3-run innings in the 5th and 6th. Yankees with a couple in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. 3 runs in the top of this inning, closing the gap to 1. Braves trying to rebuild the lead again. Foul back. 2-2. Adames on deck. A couple big strikeouts right there.
And there it is, changeup. How about that? Changeup, middle of the play. This stays up, and you think, boy, Malik has a chance, and his swing was right on it. He recognized the pitch, just got a little bit underneath it.
Willie Adames. And Adames, that's a strike called on him. Adames singled and scored in the 3-run 6th. This is the fastball. He's down 0-2. after putting the first 2 men on. Warren strikes out the side, and the Rays leave 2 in the 7th. We're going to go to the 8th. 7-6 Tampa Bay. On Rays Live, the postgame presented by WB Mason. Rich and Orestes again anchoring the coverage. Bowers and Robertson have hit home runs for the Rays tonight. We'll hear from Kevin Cash in the postgame manager's press conference, and a report from the Rays minor league as well. All coming up following our game here. Ryan Stanek back out there, gave up a base hit, got a strikeout to leave a man in the 7th. So on to the 8th we go. Gary Sanchez will lead it off. Bird and then Andujar due to follow. Pitch to Sanchez and a cut in the middle, strike 1. Sanchez singled in a run in the 2-run 6th inning for New York. Ground ball, third, into the glove of Duffy and across to the mitt of Bowers. 1 away. Jose Alvarado down in the Rays bullpen up the right field line. Bird singled in the 5th inning. Retired in the 6th on a fine play by Robertson. Which is down a little bit, and the Rays have the shift on. Action continues in the bullpen. Betances standing alongside Cole now. And a pitch down. 2-0. Got in on him and pops him up. Duffy making the call. That was 98 in on a 2-0 pitch.
Well, and that at bat right there, Bird, trying to see something elevated, able to lay off the pitches down to get ahead in the count. Elevated is one thing, but elevated at 98, like you said, close to him. Even though it wasn't meant to be, it was meant to be away. As you see where Sucre's set up, doesn't matter. It tied him all up. And a pop up in the infield.
So 2 gone. Here's Miguel Andujar. And the pitch fouled back at 98. And Duhar drove in the first New York run with a base hit in the second. That was off Hunter Wood. It's been Wood, Andriese, Castillo, Schultz, Kolarek, and now Stanek. '98 away. 1-1. Two and one. Liner, and that's a base hit into left. Wendell up with it. And Andujar is aboard with the 2-out base hit.
Oh, this was a pitch that stayed out over the plate, a slider, and it just stays up enough that Andujar can get to it, get the barrel to it. And just another example of any pitch that's been left out over the plate tonight has been hit hard by both teams.
Kevin Cash is out of the dugout. Making another pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. And Jenna Wolf for the best morning sports show on television. First things first, weekdays on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Your morning routine just got a whole lot more fun. Stanek, 1 inning. He faced 5 hitters, gave up a couple of hits, picked up a strikeout. And now Alvarado on, making his 43rd appearance. Walker due, but Brandon Drury will come on as the pinch hitter for New York. Drury hits for Walker, who had gone 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Drury from the right side here against the left-hander Alvarado. First pitch skied into center field. That's Kiermaier right there to make the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, a hit. 1 left. Bottom of inning 8 coming. 7-6. Kiermaier will hit second in the inning. Coming into bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Masahiro Tanaka will open tomorrow's game as the starter for the Yankees, and the Rays will again look to the bullpen. Luis Cessa works on Wednesday afternoon against Nathan Ubaldi. With you tomorrow night with our coverage at 6:30. Coverage begins Wednesday at 11:30. A.J. Cole is the new pitcher to begin the bottom of the 8th against Sucre, and the first pitch pops away from Sanchez. Ball 1. Fastball from Cole, that one in around 94. He relies on the slider a lot, along with that four-seam fastball. Wide variety of pitches. And Sucre swinging and missing that one. Drury, who pinch hit, stays on. Brandon Drury now at second for New York. One and two. Rays picked up an unearned run in the first. They scored 3 times in the 5th and 3 times in the 6th. New York a run in the 2nd, 2 unearned in the 6th, and 3 in the 7th. Fouled out of play. Shreve up in the bullpen, the left-hander. Cut and a miss. Sucre is out on strikes.
Steady dive to that slider. Finally able to finish him off with the best one that he threw in the entire sequence. How about the Rays that involved, at this point at least, in another one-run game? I mean, it's remarkable.
It's been, what, 40 for the year?
Yes.
Kiermaier, that's a strike.
I remember when Seattle had a pretty significant lead on them in that category, and they've caught and surpassed them already. Just continue to play tight ball games.
And he did not offer on that breaking pitch. 1-1. We'll see the breakout of the one-run games. Rays 17 and 23 for 40. Mariners 38, 26 and 12 in their one-run games. It's a curveball that stays wide, 2-1. Foul back. 2. Ball. It's Gregorius on the right side of second. The shortstop handles that one. 2 up and 2 down. Will be Matt Duffy. Duffy has a single, a run scored, and a run batted in. One.
That's a nasty pitch. He gives you that long arm swing too as he pulls the hand out of the glove. There's the grip, there's the spin, there's the action.
Yeah, slider, number 1 pitch, then the four-seamer, occasionally the curveball. Also capable of the two-seamer and the change, but mostly the slider, fastball, curve.
And, you know, he works on that far side of the rubber over by third base to create even a bigger angle to the righties as he breaks that slider down and away, and he's coming at them from that side of the rubber.
He is the fourth pitcher of the night utilized by New York tonight. Count's going to go to 2-2. Gold originally up through the Nationals organization. Got to the big leagues with Washington. Now with the Yankees, and a fly ball to center. Hicks is back for this one, and he makes the catch. To a 1-2-3-8. We go to the ninth. It will be the top of the order for the Yankees, beginning with Brett Gardner. We go to the ninth inning at a one-run ball game. 7-13-1 for the Rays, 6-8-0 for New York. And New York will have the top of its order coming up. Jose Alvarado on the hill for the Rays. He made one pitch and got the final out in the eighth, leaving a runner aboard. And it's Gardner to lead it off. Judge and Gregorius to follow. Gardner tonight 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch is inside, 1-0. Yankees got back into this game when the Rays staff went through a stretch of making 18 pitches, 13 out of the zone with 3 walks. And the Yankees scored all 3 of those runners. That made it a one-run game, and there is a fastball inside, ball 2, 2-0.
Well, and a quiet bullpen too. So this is Alvarado's inning. You see the way things line up here, obviously with Gardner, then Judge, Gregorius. It'll be a challenge, but he got to get back in the zone.
That'll be a strike. Fastball on the inside corner. 2-1. But it's no easy task to go through the top of this order in the ninth inning. 5th plate appearance of the night for Gardner. That's a strike to square the count. That one on the other side of the plate at 97, and it's 2-2.
Boy, he drives this pitch into the zone with authority. 97.
Yeah, there's some strength behind that pitch.
Yes.
2-2. Ground ball left side. Diving stop. Duffy up. Throw to first. Not going to be in time. And there's an infield hit for Gardner.
That was trouble all the way around, because as soon as you saw Duffy leave his feet, you knew. From the left side, Brett Gardner, his speed, his hustle, there was no way that you were going to be able to make this play. Going to be difficult no matter what, but once that happened, forget it.
Here's Gardner out of the box. So a runner aboard. The hitter is Aaron Judge. Pitch down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. No official at bats for Judge against Alvarado, but they have faced each other a couple times before. Alvarado has walked him twice. Judge 0 for 3 tonight with a walk and a run scored. Ooh, inside just a bit. And now it's a 2-0 count. An infield hit to begin the 9th. And a big cut and a miss right there. Judge up there with that 2-0 count, and he was ready to unleash.
Yep, and this ball down and in, it's ball 3, and he missed it by plenty.
One count. Now the ball bounding away, and down to second base goes Gardner. It's a 3-1 count. Well, now a man in scoring position with nobody out. And on a wild pitch.
Didn't have a chance. He just drives a 2-seamer right down into the ground, and Sucre just trying to almost protect himself. Not a chance to really make a good play on that. That ball caroms away. And you anticipate the off speed, the breaking ball in the dirt. You do not anticipate a 2-1 fastball in the dirt.
Cut and a miss. And it's 3-2.
Well, he has still not thrown him a strike in this at bat. When you get a couple of swings here, it's below the zone, and again missed by plenty.
Three-two. Way up, and Sucre had to lunge up for that one.
I mean,
ball 4.
Yeah, Dwayne, so fortunate that that ball wasn't thrown right off the back wall. Did not throw a strike in that entire at bat. And this one, what a save by Sucre.
Snyder's headed to the mound after the infield hit and the walk to Judge. Gregorius will be the hitter.
You know, and here's the thing, too. You could understand Gardner, Gregorius, you keep Alvarado in there, even though the Judge matchup may be tough, but you have the two lefties. Sergio Romo, nowhere to be seen. He threw one time in that Marlins series, and that was on the 21st, so 2 days ago. That was his only outing since the 15th, so since right before the break.
Up now?
Yeah, and this is where it was a quiet bullpen, and now with this trouble, here comes who, and Sergio Romo.
Well, here's the other thing. You know, the game presents these situations all the time. Tonight, we've had, what, 21 hits, 29, or 22 now, 13 runs, 22 hits. Every hitter in both lineups has been on base except Gregorius. He's 0 for 4. And here he is, first and second with nobody out. Gregorius tries to bunt, bunts it foul, strike one.
Didn't give himself a chance there. Well, not real easy to bunt either when you got a guy with the kind of movement, the kind of velocity from the left side that Alvarado's going to give you.
Now the bunt. Alvarado's going to take it to first. They get the out there. Over to third, Gardner. Judge up to second. So Gregorius sacrifices both men into scoring position. Stanton's going to be the hitter, and the Rays will put him on. So that keeps his streak going here at Tropicana Field. He's been on base every time tonight, and the last time he was here, he was on every time, 6 times. So that's 11 straight plate appearances in which he's played here at Tropicana Field that he's reached, and he's 9 of 9 in that stretch. Bases loaded now, and the hitter is Aaron Hicks.
That is a sick line right there, Dwayne. Exactly what you were talking about. Both of those walks intentional, by the way.
Yes.
Well, this is where you need the ground ball.
Hicks has walked, struck out, swinging, reached on an error, and struck out looking. And he shows the bunt. That's a strike. Right down in this one-run game to the 9th. Bases loaded. 1 out, 1 strike to count on Aaron Hicks. Inside in 1. Alvarado came into the game with 2 outs and a man on in the 8th and got Drury on 1 pitch. 16 pitches into this outing. Holding a 1-run lead. The Yankees have loaded the bases. Hicks stepping out. Alvarado steps back. Now the 1-1. And he threw it by him at 98, trying to catch up. 1-2.
And did not look like a very comfortable swing there by Hicks. And just completely overpowered him. And that ball well into the glove with that swing very late.
So this time Alvarado ahead in the count. Ground ball third. Throw to the plate. Out there, no throw to first. So they cut down Gardner on the force play. Bases still loaded. 2 outs now.
When that ball left the hand of Alvarado, after he overpowered, and I mean overpowered him with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, then all of a sudden comes off speed and you're like, no, you give him a chance. But he rolls it right to Duffy. Duffy right to Sucre.
So 2 outs with the bases loaded. There it is.
Look at one more.
And it comes down to Alvarado and Sanchez. Sanchez singled home a run in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 2 in matchups with Alvarado, including a strikeout. And the pitch, fastball too close, up and in. 1-0. Well, here in this moment, you've gotten the 2nd out. Now you've got Sanchez, and it requires ultra focus right here.
Every pitch, all you got, can be done.
That's a strike. 97. 1-1.
And you're right about that. You talk about emptying the tank. This is the ball game. Every pitch could be the last pitch, so agree and then let her rip.
One ball, 1 strike. Here it is. Ground ball. Robertson with the play in short. Safe there. Out at first. Wow. How about that? The Rays trying to get the force at second, not in time, and they get the batter runner at first to end it. It's a 7-6 final. Wow, what a way to end this one.
You know, maintaining concentration. That's the thing. You know, you don't get that out there at second base and all of a sudden you mentally lapse and the play's over. Here it is. Out of the shift, you've got some base runner wins, but right there, Willie Adames heads up, goes over to Bowers to be able to get Sanchez. And what a heads up play by Adames. Sanchez not running at all.
Yeah, he had to bust it out of the batter's box from the beginning, but he didn't. And the Rays stay with it and get the final out at first. Safe at second, but out at first, and that's the one that counted. And the Rays win this game 7-6. Andriese the winner, Severino the loser, Alvarado a save the hard way. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners tonight. Rays post game comes your way next.